Hey, have you ever been in this place where you started your business and you feel like you're doing all the work that the coach told you to do? You're posting, you're emailing, you're doing everything that you want, but still you don't feel like you have the results that you want to? Well, tap in because we're going to get into the art of showing up when you want to give up. This is important because this happens very often with entrepreneurs. When we start our business, we're showing up, we're doing things that we feel like we need to do, and then as soon as we don't get results that we want, we fade away. Why is that? Why do we do that? And how can we overcome that? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, when we talk about the art of showing up, what that means is you are consistently visible in your business. Oftentimes, we don't know who you are if we don't see you. I think I shared with the last podcast, if you have the cure for cancer, but don't nobody know who you are, what is the purpose of what you have? That cure for cancer, as we know, can save many millions of people. But if you're not reaching out, you're not showing up, you're not posting, you're not doing those things, how do we know it exists? Here is when I come to having those rose colored glasses when it comes to entrepreneurship. Those things that really people don't tell you about when you start. And this is one of the things that I learned that has been pivotal in my business. Okay, first of all, you have to understand the art of showing up means that you visibly have to be seen in your business, coaching, consulting, or whatever you got going on. That could be organic, networking, however you want to do it, but you need to be seen. Why? Because if people don't see you, they won't buy from you. And oftentimes we have products, services, or whatever it is to serve other people. That is how God created us. Our gifts, our talents, the skills, all the things that we have, ultimately is to serve other people. But what we do to ourselves is we have this great idea, these amazing talents and gifts, and then we go so far, and then we don't see the result that we want, and then we tap out. I like to call it the popcorn syndrome. Recently, I was listening to Myron Golden, excellent man. I'm so excellent man, and he talked about giving up. And one of the things that was so profound to me was that he talked about trusting the process. We all understand what trusting the process mean, but we don't like to trust the process. We sit back and we go, yeah, I'm gonna trust the process, but then we don't. So trusting the process with him or what he is teaching is when you trust the process is really building your character. And a lot of times we try to get away from that process. We say, okay, I'm gonna trust the process, and then 5 months later we're jumping out the window because we're not seeing the results that we want to. But he said trusting the process helps to build your character to prepare you to be that person that you want to be. So for example, let's just say that you starting your coaching business and your goal is to make $10,000 a month. Right now, you're making $2,000 a month, right? But you're like, I want to make $10,000 a month in my coaching business. Well, going through this process where you're getting out there, you're showing up, you're taking discovery calls, you're doing these things, you're speaking to people, we can feel like that's overwhelming when we don't immediately see a result from that. But what he is saying is, although you're not seeing an immediate result from it, what it's doing is building a character so that you can fully become the person to make $10,000 a month. Blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. Let me tell you why it blew my mind. Because what it did to me is say, oh, so this makes sense. So those things that I've been wanting make sense that I am becoming that person because what we do is resist that person. And when we resist that person, we spend another 10 years trying to start our business because we're resisting the process that is making us or becoming us instead of embracing it. I don't know about y'all, that just took me to a whole nother level. We're resisting those things that is causing us to develop our character instead of embracing those things that is causing us to develop character. So hearing those no's or being overwhelmed with your schedule, those things, and I'm not saying there has to be a balance, but I'm saying those things that's kind of pushing us to make us feel uncomfortable, those things that make us quit, those things that make us stop when we don't hear what we need or what we want, when we don't see the results that we thought we were going to get when we started our coaching business. The coach told us, oh, this is easy peasy. All you got to do is do X, Y, and Z, right? We like, okay, dope. All I got to do is do that. But we forget about the inner work that it requires in order for you to get to that space and become that person who is a six-figure coaching earner, right? Hey, are you a woman coach, consulting, or businesswoman and you're looking for a community to help you expand your personal and your business life? Well, join me in the Bold, Booked, and Balanced Membership Academy, where every month we sit down and we dive into your life and your business so that you can thrive in both. In this community, it's so important that you show up boldly in your purpose, get booked with your business, and also balance your life. A lot of times we're coming from a space where we have multiple roles and we don't want to be overwhelmed or burned out. We want to be able to do both where we can enjoy our life and have a successful business. So we dig deep in many areas from your mindset to getting clients. So if you're interested in the Bold, Booked, and Balanced membership, visit www.boldbookedandbalanced.com. See you soon. Let me tell you what I mean by that. One of the things that has been pivotal in my personal development is understanding that I have everything I need on the inside of me, that I am able to produce like crazy because of who God created me to be, which is like Him, and God is a creator. What I normally would do is I would get so anxious because I wanted to hurry up and get out of making only this much, hurry up and overcome this poverty mindset, hurry up and get clients, hurry up and do this, hurry up and do that, hurry up and do that. I was so anxious about it that I was ultimately propelling what I really desire because I wasn't becoming the person who was able to easily and effortlessly make $10,000 a month. Does it make sense? So what I had to start doing was, instead of looking at these external factors, courses, I'm in 100 courses, I got 9,000 coaches, I'm in all of these things. Instead of looking at these external factors, okay, I'm going to, such and such sent me an email, I'm signing for that. Oh, such and such got this, I'm signing for that. And listen, side note, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with getting a coach, because you need a coach. You need someone who is where you want to be. The issue is we are following 25,000 people and we are every which way but loose. That's where the problem comes in. So you have to really be focused and intentional about who can get you to your next level. So what I mean by that is, let's say you you want to be able to be a coach or whatever. Well, what is that? What do you need in order to get there? Do you need someone to help you build your system? Do you need someone to help you get clients? Do you need someone to help you with your social media? You need to be able to identify that so you're able to go that way, instead of saying, okay, this person is going to help me with this, 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 this. Now you got 5 different people trying to help you do something, which confuses your progress. Does that make sense? So for you, it's important to understand what you need internally. And some of it is believing in yourself, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you deserve it, knowing that you can easily and effortlessly make this money, and then go from there. But going through the process is one of the ways that you're able to get there, okay? So let's talk about, what do I need to do to help me show up in spite or despite giving up. Good thing. Let me go. I'm looking at my notes. So the first thing is, you have to accept and embrace that it is a process. Again, we're in a society where everything is instant. All right. We want to go order DoorDash. We want to go get groceries. We want to go do X, Y, and Z, 20 minutes or less. We order from Amazon. It's coming the next day if you got Prime. All those things are instant results, right? And what happens is we get used to wanting things instantaneously. But it's a process, baby. So accept and embrace this process. Sometimes you're going to feel like it's not working, or it's going to feel like nothing you're doing is working. You're doing all this stuff. Some of us are getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and grinding. Some of us are staying up to 2 o'clock in the morning and grinding. And we're like, when am I going to see the results? Right? But for you, you just have to consistently accept this process. The next thing is, stop trying to control the when. And I don't mean W-I-N, I mean W-H-E-N. Stop trying to control when it will happen. According to Myron Golden, it's going to happen because you're working it. That's a law. So if you're putting a law out there, if you work it, it will work, right? It's a law. But you have to stop trying to figure out when is it going to happen. Okay? Stop comparing yourself to other people. Now, I know I've been in this business for a while, and there's some people who started with me who are further than me, and there's some people who started with me who are not. But if I compare myself to either one of those, or if I compare myself to the person who's further than me, then I'm going to look at myself and I'm going to deem myself unworthy. If I deem myself unworthy, a lot of times I'm going to get discouraged, and this is going to cause me to stop working the business. If I stop working the business, then it's going to stop my momentum. Does that make sense? If I compare myself to the person who is not further than me, that I'm a further, then I'm going to get lax. They ain't doing X, Y, and Z. They ain't doing A, B, and C. They ain't doing this. Let me just, or I'm going to get a puffed head. And you need to be humble in this process. So you have to make sure that you're not comparing yourself to other people. Okay? Stop complaining about the progress. This is a good one. Complaining gets you nowhere. Okay? Complaining about, oh my God, when, how. Complaining does nothing to your process but keep you where you are. Complaining signifies that you're not embracing the process. And a lot of times when we're going through the process, we have to be grateful. So complaining is the opposite of gratitude. When you're grateful, you attract more. I'm a therapist, as you know, but I heard someone say that a lot of times we complain because there's no vulnerability. Does it make sense? Meaning like, it's in a relationship, but it means like if I complain, I'm not being vulnerable. But if I show up and I'm posting and I'm asking you to buy from me, that's being vulnerable. So stop complaining about your process, okay? The next thing is create a schedule for consistency. Okay? Dive into your planner or whatever you use to keep track of your time and create a plan to show up consistently. If you get 1 like or 1,000 likes, you keep going. I had this post on Facebook. If they unsubscribe, you keep sending them emails. Because a lot of times we'll send the email, and the reason why I'm saying it, because I used to be this way. I'll have subscribers on my list, and my list isn't a huge list, but it's still, it's a good number of people. And what I would do was I would send something, and then I'll go look and check to see who unsubscribed, and it will show me I'm deflated. Stop doing that. That is really stopping you from moving forward. Because what happens is, if I'm not sending email to my people on my email list, they don't know that I exist. They don't know what products I have or services I have. Does that make sense? So stop, getting in your feelings because people are unsubscribing to your email list. Let them. You just keep building it. The next thing is take action. Again, if you don't know me, you know almost everything I teach you is going to be about taking action. The reason why is when you take action, it literally helps with your momentum, helps with your confidence, and it keeps you going in the right direction. Does that make sense? So this is the recap. So when we're talking about the art of showing up when you don't feel like it, you have to understand. I don't even want to get into what's your why and all that stuff. Really, you have to, in order for you to say, I'm going to be a business owner, consultant, coach, or whatever it is, even in your personal life, whatever it is you're saying that you're going to do, and you're not showing up, you're really deserving yourself. No one said that you don't have to do the work. No one said that this is going to be easy. And I'm not saying it has to be labored, but you're not going to get anywhere doing nothing. Does that make sense? And you have to look at your progress as a progress and stop trying to look at it as if I don't do nothing, they will show up. That don't exist. Okay, so take these tools, take these steps, and really enjoy and embrace your journey to getting you to where you want to be. The reality of it all is you have to start within. That has been my biggest aha moment for the life of my coaching program. Because if I become anxious, I can control that. If I become overwhelmed, I can control that. But if I'm looking for external things to help me, I'll get more confused and more frustrated. So start within to show up to be the best version of yourself because there's nobody like you. I heard Michael Todd say, and I'm paraphrasing this, that, God cannot show up for you when you're not operating in your authentic self. It was so powerful. How can he show up when you're not operating in who you truly are? You can't. So this is why you have to do that internal work. This is why the process builds you instead of you resisting, in order for you to really show up. When you show up, you help the people who need you. So here's to showing up.